Hello, my name is John Corbett. I'm an Australian psychologist with over 40 years of experience in mental health, and I work in Hong Kong. I have a clinic on Hong Kong Island in Central, and I see people in person and online from all over the world. So I see people across all ages. I see young children, I see teenagers, I see adults, and I see elderly people. And I see people across the spectrum of challenges in their mental and emotional health. And so, who typically are the people that I see? Well, generally they're either locals who speak very good English or expatriates and who are struggling with a range of issues: anxiety, depression, work stress, relationship issues, drug and alcohol problems and misuse, trouble sleeping, which is a very common thing, particularly in Hong Kong, or they're having issues with their family members and their children in particular. So I see people across all ages, all backgrounds, and I see them for therapy on Hong Kong Island and online. So often people ask me, how long do I need to see you for, John? Well, I generally see people short term. By short term, I mean between 2 to 6 sessions, because I believe that if I haven't helped a person get back on track within 2 to 4 sessions, I'm not going to help them in 20 to 40 sessions. So I provide short term, solution focused strategies and therapies to help people get back on track. So many people ask me, what therapies do I use and do they work? Well, I use a range of therapies, but the therapy that I use in particular and what I'm passionate about is what we call cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is, as it sounds, cognitions, how I think, behavior, how I behave, and therapy helping the healing process. So cognitive behavioral therapy is a very common and very practical solution for the everyday stresses of life, in particular anxiety and depression. So let me ask you, are you one of those many people who worry too much? Do you worry about worrying too much? Do you struggle with your mood? Do you tend to worry about the small things that then become big things? And do those small things that become big things tend to dominate your thinking? Let me give you an example. Maybe this has happened to you. It's Friday night, you're about to knock off work, and you get an email or an instant message from your boss saying, I want to see you first thing Monday morning. Bingo. What happens? You start to panic. You start to think, oh my God, what have I done wrong? Has there been a complaint? Am I going to lose my job? And so your weekend is ruined. You constantly think over the weekend about what you did or could have done, how you'll cope or not cope if you lose your job. So all weekend you've been living on eggshells. Then Monday morning, you go to see your boss, you're really nervous, and then he or she says, oh, by the way, I want to talk about this project, or I'm wondering when you're going to take your leave, or I'm wondering if you can give me an update on a particular project. What happens? You just relax. You're relieved. But the trouble is that this is maybe not an uncommon situation, that you tend to overreact to innocuous comments or to a message or somebody who doesn't get back to you, or you misconstrue a comment made. You get anxious as you think of what you've done wrong or what could go wrong. So in these moments, your automatic thinking patterns kick in, often driving you straight towards anxiety and stress. And as a psychologist, I see people like this every day. The question is, what can we do about it? What can you do about it? The great thing is there is something that can be done, and it's called cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a powerful tool that helps change how we think. You see, how we feel doesn't come out of the sky. How we feel is mediated by how we think. Often we think irrationally, distorted thinking, unhelpful thinking, irrational, catastrophic, black and white thinking. And these unhelpful thinking styles influence how we feel. You see, CBT is the single most effective therapy to help people with mild to moderate depression. It's as effective in mood disorders as medication. And the great thing is, it is safe and it is scientifically validated. It works. You see, CBT is beautifully simple. Our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions are all connected. And by learning how to challenge the way we think, we can change the way we feel and act. You see, in my treatment sessions, I work with my patients, helping them to change and challenge a range of unhelpful thinking styles and enable them to change distorted thinking into more appropriate, more balanced and rational thinking. You see, at its heart, the fundamental thing about CBT is if we change how we think, we change how we feel. That's what's beautiful about CBT. Think about it. If you've got cancer, if you've got diabetes, if you've broken your leg, you have a disease process that you cannot change. But if you have unhelpful thinking that influences your depression, your anxiety, by changing that thought, you change how you feel. It's like turning a switch on. What's wonderful about CBT is that how you feel is largely related to how you think. Now, it's not to say that you won't have struggles. We all have struggles in our lives. We all have trauma. We all have grief. We all have stresses. But the most beautiful thing about cognitive therapy is it gives us the tools to challenge the noise in our head. It's like our thoughts are like we're a hamster on the wheel, going around and around and around, and we call it rumination. By changing how we think, by challenging our distorted, unrealistic, and unfactual thoughts, we change how we feel. So, this is what I do amongst other therapies, and I welcome you to come and join me to help change how you think to get back in control of your life. I look forward to seeing you.